It's been enough time that the paint is dried so I can handle it. Hasn't really been enough time to get it off my skin yet. If rust seal dries on your skin, only time will remove it. I think maybe one more shower and I'll be good. Anyway, so basically now I'm just gonna take a bunch of measurements, square off these points, drill holes for the cab mounts, and that only leads one thing left: reuniting the cab with the frame. Okay, but for real, let's get this done because it's time to get this thing off the lift and at least back to being driving. With or without a bed, that's fine, but at least it's moving, so let's get moving. Okay, here it is, folks. The results between scientific calculation and real-world evaluation. Let's double check our measurements to see where the body mount was gonna land. We put bolts in them, drop them down, scratched holes. So you see this etch mark around. It's really tough to see on camera, but I do have a line, and my center line was gonna be right there, so I'm off by like 1/8 of an inch on this side. This one is off by a little bit. I've got the line drawn in the middle. I didn't have a cross hatch, but we're still pretty close, maybe 1/16 of an inch off on that. So all in all, not too bad. I would say we were probably close enough, but it's always good to double check because we want to make sure the cap goes on straight and goes on once. So in theory, now that we've got this exactly where it needs to be and lined up, drill a couple of holes, and this thing should just sit right down and be good to go. Let's get this done. I want to drive this thing. All right, for you DIYers or people in the middle of a real long-term restoration, you don't want to get any moisture in the air conditioning system. So an old rubber glove, some tape. Obviously it's not airtight, but it's good enough to keep dust and most of the moisture out while you're doing your job. Move up the O-rings, put it back down, good to go. Check back in when we're driving it away. Or we run into problems. Whichever one comes first. I don't want to jinx it, but it's usually the problems that come first. All right, I'm all done underneath here, so that only leaves one thing. Time to crank this thing. Okay, I think we are finally ready to fire this thing up. Oh, the sound of battery connectedness here. Door chime. Pretty sure we've got everything done. We got all fluids filled in it. Well, I didn't know today was gonna be Arms Day. A little bit of coolant, and we have oil and filter. Got fresh gas in it, 87 octane, a few years old, plus some premium equals maybe 87 octane again.
Say what?
You think that math sounds good? Made all of our electrical connections. This is the final clip of the Stepside build. A clip of the final electrical connection, that is. Wait for it. That was pretty anticlimactic. Even have brakes to stop if we decide to get adventurous and actually move it. You know that feeling when you're so close to finishing a project and you've got that very last thing to do, like, I don't know, tightening the last bolt, or I don't know, maybe bleeding some brake lines, and then you find out that your wheel cylinders are frozen and the bleeder is broken. You don't know that feeling? Oh, I do, because I'm living it. And if we did everything correctly, we should be hearing the fuel pump prime. Definitely have to hook it up to a battery charger. You can already tell just by the way I hear it priming. Let me get a charger, be right back. Okay, back for round 2, full 12 volts. Now that's a prime.
Prime.
Okay, here we go. Really? I'll be back. Okay, so we can definitely add battery to the list. We got now a battery charger on start mode instead of a jump pack. We got power. Not quite enough yet though. Yeah, but that was like 4-year-old gas. I guess I should just order a battery for this f***ing thing. Alright, back with the new battery. Alright, to hell with the new battery. We're going with starter fluid. Because this thing's gonna start right now. How many cans you need there, buddy? Oh boy. Don't blow it up before I sell it. This is my living will. If I explode from starting fluid right now. Fire in the hole. Oh, we got a little bit of life. Keep it going. I figure I would have fired off that. Unless that wasn't a lot going in there. Sounded like a lot. You know I gotta eat. So, fun fact, if you ever find yourself in a unique situation where you're doing a frame-off restoration on, say, I don't know, late 90s Chevy pickup truck, and you have the entire cab off, the engine out, the frame all sandblasted, you might want to go ahead and check upper control arms, because apparently there's some little pieces that need to get knocked out. So you can do an adjustment after you, I don't know, maybe lower the vehicle 5 and 7 inches. You can see the outline just kind of looks like a paint mark, but it's actually pre-stamped. These tabs have to get knocked out so that way the camber bolt can actually adjust back and forth. Which means 2 things. 1, this frame is from 1992 and nobody has ever done a caster camber adjustment. Thank you to all the previous owners. And number 2, now that everything is in the way, and I do mean everything, we get to try and knock those out. Super excited. Just wanted to do a little quick alignment and drive it out to the other shop. Now I know I said this thing wasn't gonna be stuck on the lift, and it's not technically stuck on the lift. I'm just storing it on the lift. We gotta put the bed back on this thing still, do a cab corner, got a couple other things left to tidy up. Not to mention the locker is still in a box, not in the truck. And we can finally rip this thing down the alignment shop. Well guys, the weather came.
Say what?
Yeah, we got a little bit of weather. So unfortunately, that's where we're gonna wrap the Stepside just for the moment. It's gonna go off to paint. Hopefully by the time it comes out, there'll be no snow on the ground at least, so we can definitely at that point officially break this thing in the right way and just bake those tires off. They're old, they're dry rotted, we're not gonna use them anyway, they're the wrong size, so we're gonna liberate them of their tread. Well, stay tuned for more on that build. Plus, in the meantime, we have plenty more to keep us and you occupied, so definitely keep tuning in and we'll get back with that one as soon as we can.